Luke from catsandcarp.com, and this is part 4 of my trip to Alaska. And as you can see here, it wasn't just all about fishing. One of the big reasons for this trip was to let my grandparents and the 30-something members of my family meet my brand new baby boy, Nathan, here. And as you can see, he just got a lot of attention. And Tommy had a ball, too, playing with his 20-something cousins and his uncles and his aunts. And they just had a ball being able to play with him and see him. And it was, above all, about visiting family.
Are you okay, Tommy?
But I was also anxious to show Tommy some of the unique things about Alaska, like runways in people's backyards, moose in people's front yards, and even quirky things like ammo home delivery and going to the supermarket and having 3 different types of salmon bonkers for sale. One of the fun things we did as a family was go to the Reindeer farm in Palmer. This is just about an hour north of Anchorage, just on the north part of the Chugach Mountains. And it's a great place to take kids. You can feed the reindeer and see all sorts of different animals and get to pet different animals, and the people there are just really fabulous. I'm hoping... Tommy had a great time feeding the animals, playing with the animals, and hanging out with his cousins.
Right your hand.
After that, we drove south back towards Anchorage and across the Knik River to go grab lunch at the Arctic Roadrunner, which is a very nostalgic burger joint for me. The Arctic Roadrunner is literally on the banks of Campbell Creek. I took Tommy down there to show him where I used to go fishing for silvers and trout.
It's a big river, big guy.
A big one. So you need to go put your foot in the... Oh, no, it didn't go off.
Later that day, we had a family picnic, and Tommy had a ball. He loved playing with his cousins more than just about anything else, but boy, those kids play rough.
You ready to go on an airplane, Tommy?
Sure, Dad.
Another really fun thing we did with my mother and Tommy was go on a float plane ride off of Lake Hood and Lake Spenard. These two connected lakes are the largest float plane airport in North America. Hundreds of planes take off of this thing every day. Float planes are the lifeblood of travel in the Alaskan bush. Without float planes, there's a lot of places that you just could not reach, and it's something I knew Tommy would just absolutely love.
You're going in an airplane.
Tommy's nose was glued to that window the entire trip. He had a ball. I took my wife on a float plane trip just like this one for our first anniversary, and I think she just absolutely had a ball. And this is a fabulous experience to get up in one of these planes and see Alaska from up high. Not too long after we landed, my wife and I, we headed south to the city of Girdwood to go hike the Winter Creek Trail. Now, the Winter Creek Trail is absolutely gorgeous. It's in the heart of the Chugach Mountains. It's luscious evergreen forest, beautiful rivers and creeks. But the real draw to this hike is to be able to cross the Winter Creek Gorge in a hand tramp. The Winter Creek hand tram is the only way you can cross the Winter Creek Gorge. It's a small square wire basket that's closed with a cheap gate latch from Home Depot, and you pull yourself across the gorge by hand. By the time I got done taking myself, the family, and a few other hikers back and forth across the gorge, my triceps were just on fire. It was quite the workout, and pretty soon everyone started tuckering out too. So I took Nathan from Becca, and then eventually Tommy got a little wet as he threw himself in a mud puddle, and he didn't want to walk anymore, so I took him too. And it kind of started out how these family hikes kind of always end up.
So now Daddy's carrying Tommy, and he's carrying Nathan. Hi, Nate. Oh. Tommy, you doing okay? Yeah, you fell in the mud.
I smell something.
Uh-oh.
I hope it's just a fart.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it wasn't just a fart. Tommy blew out his diapers while on my shoulders and got poo all over my neck. It was one of those fun, memorable family experiences. And by the time I got done, I was so thirsty and desperately in need of a shower.
Yep, are you using my razor?
I'm your Venus, I'm your fire, I'm your desire.
On our last day in Alaska, we drove down to Seward, and for the first time ever, Becca got to see beluga and pilot whales along the roadside.
Keep an eye out right in here, Tommy. The beluga whale should be right in here. Oh, look at that! There's a martin! Yeah, that little martin just ran under our feet. You see some beluga whales, Becca?
The beluga whales are that way, and the pilot whales are that way.
Not too bad for driving down the road, huh?
Is there no buyer?
They're in the water, that's correct.
It's a price.
Bye-bye, beluga whales.
Buy the buckles.
We only had a couple hours in Seward, so we took the kids to the Seward Sea Life Center.
No, it's dead.
Yeah, look at that. There's a snail, a sea anemone.
The Sea Life Center is a research and rescue facility where you can also kind of see museum-type exhibits and sea animals. They have baby seals and sea lions and puffins and all sorts of different fun creatures the kids can play with.
It's jellyfish.
Of course, Tommy had a ball. He got to see fish and salmon and trout and crabs and soles and eels and all those little things. And he just had a great time. And it was just an absolute fun day with the kids.
Yeah, it's a crab. Yeah, it looks like a little king crab.
The Sea Life Center is literally on the water, and from the Sea Life Center I could see silver salmon just jumping right close to shore. So luckily I had my telescoping surf rod in the back of the car, and even though I only had 30 minutes before we had to leave Seward in order to catch our flight, I had to give it a couple casts. And while I didn't catch anything, it was gorgeous, gorgeous weather. I saw a lot of people catching silvers, and I had a chance to just throw a lure out at some salmon just a few more times before I had to leave Alaska for a while. And it was a great trip. Absolutely beautiful weather, beautiful time. Got to share so many nostalgic things with the family. Got some great memories, and we left Seward very, very happy. We were only in Alaska for 2 weeks, but man, we made the most of it. We saw a lot of things, we did a lot of things, and we had a ball. If anyone's thinking of going on a trip to Alaska, I highly recommend it because we'll never forget our trip. If you liked that video, don't forget to check out some of our other videos, including part 1 of our fishing trip to Alaska and a great father-son fishing trip to Lake Anna. And don't forget to hit subscribe. Thanks for watching.